Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Cover 3 radio show here on EC Radio. My name is Cody Osko by Shaq. And today, we are back. We are better than ever. It is a beautiful Tuesday afternoon, Tuesday evening, and not much going on. We have a nice little show planned for everybody today. First, let's get some housekeeping out of the way. As always, thank you for tuning in. If you here on EC Radio, you can also tuning in. If you here on EC Radio, you can also find me on YouTube at the Cover 3 Radio Show. I'm live right now. If you want to come hang out with me, my pretty face, you can do so as well. If you miss any show, you can always go back and watch. These do save. These live streams do save. So if you do miss out on a show and you really were wondering what I was saying that week, which most likely you don't, but hey, you never know. We got some loyal fans out there that tune in every week. And if you do happen to miss one, you can also go back, as I mentioned, to the Cover 3 Radio Show on YouTube. Subscribe there. I'll let you know if every time I go live, so you don't miss out on a show. And we're always here Tuesday from 6 o'clock to 7. Also, during the summers and during vacation, I do plan, as we know, in 3 weeks. In 3 weeks, I'll be gone for a month as we take winter vacation, Christmas break, good month out. So there'll be 4 shows missed, but you can still catch up. I will be doing them on YouTube. So if you do want to keep up throughout the winter and see my reactions to a lot of MLB, free agency stuff, as well as the NFL season winding down, the college football playoffs, and bowl games that are coming up over the months of January and the end of December. Make sure to follow along on YouTube, as that's where all those will be housed, as well as on my Twitter at the_cover_3, THE_COVER_3. That's where you can find me. I tweet about just about the sports stuff. A lot of sports stuff, all the stuff you don't hear on this show is where you'll find it on the Twitters. So, with that being said, we have one more thing to say because I always forget this. Make sure I also do podcasts for Celtics Pulse and PulseSportsNetwork.com. Check out there. They have a lot of podcasts. I'm a part of 2 of them. A whole bunch of other stuff as well, so make sure you go in there, check that out as well, hear more of this beautiful voice you're hearing right now. So anyway, we have a couple things to go over tonight. We have a mock draft, and where I believe all 32 teams, or what all the first round is going to look like if the NFL ended today, and this is with order that what the NFL draft would look like if the NFL draft was tomorrow. Here's what I believe it was. A lot of players now starting to, after the season's over, starting to decide if they're going to sit out bowl games or play them. So we have a pretty good idea of where which players are going to come out, which players are staying, and where these players are most likely going to be calling their home for the next 10 years or so. Also, we have the ISCX Moment of the Week, my bowl game predictions for the big bowl games, and as we always love to do with this day in sports history fact. Before that, talk about something big that happened just before the show. Patrick Corbin signs a 6-year, $140 million deal, I believe, with the Washington Nationals. This is pretty big. Patrick Corbin was probably the best pitcher on the market this year. Sets the market for starting pitchers at $140 over 6. So that is going to trickle down to players like Dallas Keuchel, and also determine the trade market for players like Danny Salazar, Carlos Carrasco, and Corey Kluber. This is an interesting deal because I believe now the Washington Nationals, I believe, think they have a really good chance of retaining Bryce Harper. And the whole thing all the years, where's Bryce Harper going to play? Because no one believed that he was going to play in Washington. If you thought that you were going to lose basically your best player, your best position player, I don't think you can go out there and sign another ace to go along with Strasburg and Scherzer. I don't think you do that. If you're Washington, I believe now you have a legit chance at keeping Bryce Harper in the outfield, and you have another pitcher to go into that already very tough starting rotation. I like the deal for Washington. If they don't get Harper, I don't think they're out of the woods. I don't think like they're donezo. The Atlanta Braves got better with the signing of Josh Donaldson. The Phillies were primed to make one or two big moves, potentially even getting Bryce Harper. If Victor Robles and what's his face? Oh, I forgot his name. Their rookie from this year, Juan Soto. If Juan Soto and Victor Robles come out and Soto can build off his insane rookie year and Robles comes in as advertised, I think that fills in. I just don't believe it fills in Bryce Harper, but it does a pretty decent job at it. And I think it's an upgrade, not an upgrade in terms of Harper, but those two players together, I believe. I think the Nationals are well off. I think they're good enough. I think last year was an anomaly. I think they were talented enough to make the playoffs. I think they were talented enough to make a decent run in the playoffs. And last year, not making the playoffs and coming third in the division and the NL East, which is not a very competitive division. If you look through, compared to the AL East or other divisions, like the NL West and even the NL Central, it's not a top competitive division if you're looking at the full spectrum of baseball. So Washington easily could still be the top dog in that division, even if they lose Bryce Harper. So I think overall it's a pretty good move, and you're giving the money you would have gave to Bryce to a player that deserves it. And yeah. So that's my little take on Patrick Corbin. But now let's look at the NFL. In the NFL's mock draft, I was looking on a couple different websites, pulling names, what they were saying, what I believed, and sort of did a little mixture of both. Some of these picks, I'll be honest with you, I haven't really been, you can only watch so much, especially with finals coming up, and you can probably tell I'm really tired for watching on YouTube. I'm pretty darn tired. I have 7 papers, like 4 presentations. I'm stuffed. I am stuffed to the brim with work in the next 2 weeks. So I haven't really been able to watch a lot of tape on a lot of these players. But a good amount I have been following throughout the season. I've been seeing what experts have been saying, and I sort of have an idea of what their value is and what they can bring to the team. The biggest, looking at mock drafts, I looked at Pro Football Focus's mock draft and also CBS Sports mock draft and Bleacher Report's mock draft. I took a bunch of names, I put them on a little board, and I sort of filled in the pieces where I believed they should go. So, the first overall pick, if the draft ends tonight, 49ers take Nick Bosa. Now, I've always been saying since day one, Ed Oliver is the best player in the draft. I think Ed Oliver is the best player in this draft. I think it's close. Nick Bosa is a generational talent, and the defensive line talent on this team is superb. Now, Nick Bosa, I believe, just fits with the 49ers. And if they took Nick Bosa over Ed Oliver, I wouldn't be upset. Nick Bosa is more of an edge rusher. Ed Oliver more of an interior lineman. If you look